Welcome to Politics Done Right. I am your host, Egberto Willies. This is a progressive program that will take the mystery out of politics. This is the program that will encourage you to make sure government becomes we the people. Whether you are liberal, progressive, conservative, or otherwise, you get to air your point of view. We are an independent media outlet that, unlike mainstream media beholden to corporations, we only owe allegiance to you. Remember, you can also send me a tweet at EGBERTOWILLIES. That is at Egberto Willies. Let us engage. It is Politics Done Right. Well, folks, welcome to one more edition of Politics and Right. I'm Egberto Willies here, host. Thank you so kindly for being a part of the show. Please, please, please let me know if the audio is okay. Hey, Ashley, say hello.
Hello, I'm here.
My daughter is back. You guys know that we came back to Houston, and I decided, you know what, I need to put her on the show, give her something to do as she returns to studying. How you guys doing today? We're going to have a great, wonderful day. Hey, check it out. You folks are telling you hi, girlfriend. You don't see it on the screen?
I don't. I'm sorry. Blind spot, y'all. I'm sorry. Hi.
Remember, she only sees half now. She only sees half. Pick it up on your phone.
Hi. Sorry.
Anyhow, hey guys, how you doing? How you doing? We're going to have a great show for you today. Let's see who's in the house. Alistair Waters. How you doing, my dear, beautiful Alistair? Brige MCP. Hey, folks, on Wednesday, Brige has a surprise for all of you guys. On Wednesday, as we're traveling, she'll be on. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Oh, you like the shirt, girl? She says she liked the shirt that you got on, man.
Oh, yeah. I am an overeducated, underloved millennial.
That's not true.
Yeah, I thought
That's
it was,
not.
I thought it was hilarious.
You are loved. You are loved. You are loved. Anyhow,
I thought the shirt was funny.
I think it's funny too. Michael Rodnan is in the house. Yvette Avery Herod. Yvette is she's a union specialist, union activist. She makes sure that the people get what's their due.
Refresh the page. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it goes up. It goes up. Anyhow, Melanie Keaton, welcome to Politics Done Right. Peggy Lopez, welcome aboard. Great to see everybody here. We are going to have a great show for you today. You see the title of the show today? I really mean that. I am convinced that the avalanche that everybody's been talking about that's going to occur for progressives, that's going to occur for, what again? For Democrats, it's not real, it's not true, it's been mitigated both because of what they've done and because what we've gotten done. So, folks, we are going to have a great time. You guys are my test guinea pigs, okay? My beautiful, beautiful posse. You guys are the test guinea pigs. And what is that all about? I am set up here in the room with what we're going to have taken over in Pittsburgh on Wednesday. So I needed to do a test run, reload page, and now it's in a new page, no comments. Bridge, what happens is we had an error stored in the program. So go back to YouTube and make sure you get the latest one. There are 2 instances in YouTube. Go to the latest one in YouTube. Go to the latest one in Facebook. Go to the latest one elsewhere in Twitch, etc., 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 etc. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. Anyhow, we are going to have a great program. I'm going to start reading your messages as usual. Let's see. Michael says, Egberto, watched your videos earlier. Looking forward to their replay during your live stream. We will have a replay on that. Republicans screwed over women. There's going to be more backlash over this single issue than any other. P.S. My eyeglasses are coming in tomorrow. Slight delays. Wait a minute, Rodnan. Does that mean, again, we don't have your great commentary? But that's okay. That's okay because you know what? We got some good commentary from a few folks that called, that sent me some tweets and twats and all that good stuff. Anyhow, let's see. Peggy Lopez is in the house. She says good evening. Melanie says good evening, everybody. Melanie is in España. She's in Spain.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah, she's in Spain, Barcelona. We also have AVQ. It says for anyone still having trouble on Facebook, go back to the Politics Done Right page and find the live stream there. Alistair Waters said, Peggy. Police says, reloaded page and that works fine. Great. I'm glad everything is working okay. Tom C. says, been off for a while. Hello, everyone from a over-experienced, over-the-hill boomer. We are all we're boomers, but we're doing better. We're doing what we're supposed to do, brother Tom. Tom is out there in Michigan.
Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, we all have our strengths and weaknesses. Absolutely so. Absolutely so. Don't make fun of us boomers now.
No, millennials do too, and Gen Z. Ooh, that's
Oh,
another
okay,
one.
okay. Bridge MCP says, posting in just in case, this group's wiped out $6.7 million in medical debt, and it's just getting started. RIP buys the debt. I interviewed Jerry from RIP on this show a few months ago. He's a great guy. Jerry, what is his last name? God, I'm getting old. But Jerry is one of the founders of the group. It stands for Rest in Peace, the Dead, right? Anyhow, so check out, look out for Jerry on and with REP on our Politics Done Right page, and you will see that we the PDR posse had a conversation already with Jerry. Oh, Jerry's going to kill me when he watches this show and realizes that I forgot his last name. Anyhow, yeah, it's okay. Anyhow, so what's up, Ashley?
Nothing. It's a Monday. It's Monday. It's
Yeah.
Monday.
Right, and how are you doing? How are you feeling? Give us a little rundown about what you're doing now that after we've come back from Washington, D.C., and you're going to recoup in here at home for a while.
Yeah. So Washington D.C. I finished school, but I have one more exit exam to do, and then I'm officially a medical doctor, and then I can, figure out residency and all that jazz.
Tell them how
But-
you're doing with your whole thing.
Yeah, so with recovery. Number one thing, I am down 30 pounds. Whoop, whoop. Other things that I'm walking better. And because I now have access to stairs indoors right around the corner, I take the stairs multiple times a day. Wow. Also, don't take your walking for granted. Hand is working better. I'm getting a lot of motivation from dad and mom, because they overcome a lot all the time. So they're just like, you just join the club. And so we're all overcoming together because support matters. It really does. Like, if I didn't have them, would not be here, literally. So it's getting better. And then so I'm studying, writing, doing rehab every day because consistency matters. And I am doing much better. Glad to be home. It's different, but I am glad to be home.
She says she's glad to be home, but she kind of misses. I mean, she claims she misses her independence. It's kind of funny to me because nobody bothers her here at home, and she does whatever she wants. Anyhow, this is a woman that has recovered from 2 strokes. She only sees half the world. As we are speaking right now, she only sees half of the world. But one of the things that I tell her, it is great to give your testimony to the world, because people see that we all go through tribulations and we just overcome them. You don't sit down and live within your tribulations, you overcome them. And I'm very proud of her that, we fight a lot, but she gets through and she does her thing. Deb Denny says, Ashley, you're beautiful and look marvelous. So good to see you. Tom C says, Peggy Lopez, death penalty like that is least cruel and usual punishment. Michael Rudden says, what have we become? This isn't supposed to be my United States, but here we are. The Guardian says, Alabama subjected prisoner to 3 hours of pain during execution. Report, lethal injection of Joe Nathan James Jr. may have taken longer than any other recorded in U.S. history, according to the analysis. That's a shame. Eric Hayes says, protecting the environment, great, but for whom and what realistic timeline? The rich get a tax subsidy and only a small market penetration via the price of the vehicle. Raw materials are foreign, so how can we speed up production? The climate, healthcare, and tax bill now awaiting President Joe Biden's signature aims to green America's highways with a $7,500 tax credit for buyers of new electric vehicles, but they're a roadblock. At least 70% of the EVs and plug-in hybrids now in dealerships are ineligible for the credit. That's because the bill bars EVs from the subsidy program if their batteries are made in or made from materials that are from foreign entities of concern, including China, which dominates the battery market. This subsidy winter should ease in coming years as companies reorganize supply lines and new EV facilities being built in North America by Tesla. Eric, you don't know how great that statement from you makes me feel about you, because in as much as you put a little critique on Brother Biden there, you at least show that you also want to see us greening. I mean, we've come a long way. All of us have. And, it is just great, Eric, hearing those words out of you. I mean, yes, there are things that could be done better. And in the next legislative session, let you and others work on making the bill better. Thank you, Eric. If I understood your commentary correct, I am proud of you, brother. Like I always said, we are all brothers and sisters here. All right, let's see what else we got here coming on. Tom C says, hey, Ashley, hope that half the world you see is progressive, tolerant, and peaceful. You got to answer that.
It's not. It's not. I mean, I'm back in Kingwood, so that's just to say enough. And then, is it peaceful? Because I make it peaceful, yeah. Yeah, that's why it's peaceful. Is it tolerant? I guess it's tolerant, not accepting. Key difference. Tolerant, not accepting. We'll get there, baby steps. But yeah, and also to Miss Breege, I'm trying my best to live in the moment.
Breege is like Ashley's auntie.
Wait, in the most respectful way.
In a most is auntie a bad thing?
No, it's not about. It's a term of respect and endearment. Yes.
Oh, okay. I know how you millennials have different ways of doing things and saying things and all of that. Okay. Anyway, E2247 says, "Hello, relatives." Hello, E2247. Breach. Let's see what else we got. Sister MCP is this thing run on a windmill? I don't know. But guess who else is in the house? Your godfather is in the house. Saludos, or Roberto says, saludos, Politics
Hi,
Done Right.
Padrino. Hello.
Also, saludos to our special guest, Ashley.
Hello, Padrino.
Anyway, yes.
Te quiero mucho. Mwah.
There you go, Padrino. You got it. Eric says, we'll see how long it takes to get your government credits too. Well, I'm still waiting on last year's tax return. I made so little I overpaid, so I haven't received it yet. So we'll see what happens if I ever get it.
Reparations.
And by the way, Eric, because we've mentioned that before, you were talking about why do we need 80,000 more IRS folks? So that I can get my return and so that others can get their returns on time. Right now, there's a shortage, and that's what we're doing. Let's see. Ashley, living is in the moment is peaceful, according to Breege. And if you see the interview we did with Breege yesterday, she showed a part of New York that was just so beautiful. I mean, it was just so beautiful. I was in that part of New York, and it really is
the top of New York.
The top of New York. It is amazing. Northern New York or
really cool.
upstate New York. Upstate New York. Anyhow, folks, what time is it? We are going to be getting ready to play a video, but before we do the video, Carl Cox says, Carl Cox is here. Only the mega rich, mega corporations benefit from American capitalist system. Wow. There was a time, true story. There was a time when you couldn't say that without half of the people really going down your throat. As more and more people understand these different concepts that we talk about all the times, we get there. Anyway, subject of today is, why do I believe, I'm putting myself on a limb right now. Everybody thinks, okay, maybe Democrats will hold the Senate. Maybe. Okay? And, but we are definitely going to lose the House. I have something to tell you guys. We are not going. We actually own the Senate and the House, and the Senate, the House, and the presidency. So we own everything, but by a slim majority.
Isn't the House easier to flip than the Senate?
The House is easier to flip than the Senate, only because of something called gerrymandering, where the way they allocate the districts.
Yay, racism.
Well, it's a lot deeper than racism, but racism does play a part in it, absolutely.
It's socioeconomic.
That is a major function, yes, ma'am.
AKA racism.
Exact, sort of, yeah. Anyway, coming back. So yes, folks. So why do I believe that? I think Kansas is probative. But before I just say Kansas is probative, I want to tell you why it is in all of our interests right now to make sure and tell folks it is imperative that they vote this 2022, but not only that they vote this 2022, but that the cliche is actually true. Let's listen to Michael Vetschlaff, and then we'll take it on the other side. Historian Michael Vetschlaff has some prescient words that I think we should heed. I mean, let's go ahead and play them, and then we'll take it on the other side.
When Democrats start talking about abortion, Republicans need to have something to say, and so far they do not.
One of the big races left, though, is this coming Tuesday in Wyoming, and this was Liz Cheney's closing message in an ad.
If we do not condemn these lies, if we do not hold those responsible to account, we will be excusing this conduct, and it will become a feature of all elections. America will never be the same.
So, Michael, she is so far behind, but she may well have national aspirations. She could be setting the stage. She's raising a lot of money from Democrats. As much as they disagree with her on social issues, they are so impressed with the way she has co-led this committee, the January 6th committee.
Well, true, and not impossible that she might run someday third party for president of the United States, maybe in 24. We're guessing here. But I think the thing is that you'd expect an historian to say this, so I apologize in advance, but 20 years from now, look back on the midterms of 2022. What was at stake was not so much some of the things that we hear about, but whether this turned out to be a democracy or not, with rule of law and elections where the real winner is the one who takes office, not the loser who is declared the winner. Those things are open questions right now. So all I would say is there was once a slogan, this time, this fall, vote like your life really depended on it. It really does.
Absolutely. So vote like your lives depend on it, because it actually does. Now, when we take a look at Liz Cheney or any one of the very conservative Republicans that came out of that came out of the Trump what would we call paranoia, or the Trump indoctrination, I think we got to give them kudos. I think we have to give them kudos. But what Vetschlaff is saying here is something that I believe, but not only something that I believe, but something I think will have a material effect, not only on 2022, but on 2024. Because ultimately speaking, the majority of Americans, while they may have their prejudices, while they may have their concerns, while they may have their ideologies, there's one thing most of us like to believe, that we are different than many others, that we are a democracy, and there is a good chance that when many go into that booth, unlike what they did in 2020, when it was almost a protest vote to elect Donald Trump. Well, I should start in 2016, when it was almost a protest vote, the amount of votes he got, but that in 2020 he got that many. That fever, I think, is breaking. Why? Because the person who would like to become the fascist in chief is such a poor instantiation of said ideology that it turns people off. Now, let me tell you one other thing. We need to change a lot of institutional laws, etc., because somebody much more apt than Donald Trump would have pulled it off. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news. I want folks to understand what I just said there. Somebody more apt than Donald Trump would have pulled it off. In other words, if Donald Trump had smart people around him, if Donald Trump himself was a smart dude, they would have pulled it off, because what they proved is that there are various portions of the Constitution that leaves a lot to be desired. Okay, continuing with the commentary from my beautiful people. Let me see. Eric Hayes says, we'll see how long it takes your government credit card credits to. We'll see. Bridge MCP says, so excited Ashley Willis is here. So cool. E2247 says, "Hi, Ashley. I'm grateful to see you're expressing good health and with your Papa Bear." Am I a Papa Bear? Yes, I'm a Papa Bear. Of course, my baby. Anyway, continuing, we got Michael Rudden says, "We're screwed on the Supreme Court until Democrats finally get serious about unpacking the court." Michael Rudden, you are absolutely right. There's a piece I wrote a few years ago about how, because Republican ideology is not the ideology of the masses. In other words, most people don't like what Republicans have to offer. You know, Republicans have very little to offer the common man. So what they resort to several things: lies and anti-democracy. The lies, you see it every day. You hear it from some of the folks that come and visit us, or brothers and sisters here on the right, who have trust in the Fox News, who have trust in the OAN, who have trust in, you know, all these other networks that promote false information. That's who they are. They actually have trust in these guys. Now, the fact that many of them are here with us give me hope. They know that they have open tally here. They know that we listen to them. They know that we are going to confront them, and hopefully, because we also know that they are smart, for the ones that are not doing it for prejudicial reasons, for the ones that are not doing it because they just want some sort of a supremacy, they will change. Brother Eric, look at how Brother Eric talks about green energy now. Love you, Brother Eric. But I love all of you guys. But Brother Eric, there's a special tone in that message that really turned me on today, brother. It really, really did. It really did. All right, let's see what else we got here. So, Rodnan, yes, we have to get the Supreme Court, because the other thing is that they believe in minority rule, and the only way to get minority rule is to use the federal justice system. Remember, legislative, executive, and judicial. The judicial portion of the system is the only system that has no, that it takes impeachment to get rid of it, and impeachment in a polarized society is impossible, right? And a successful impeachment in a polarized society is impossible unless you get a supermajority. So therefore, we don't have equilibrium in our government. The judiciary has, and that is why you saw McConnell fight so hard for the judiciary, because that is how you extend minority rule. Okay, if anybody needs any further explanation in that, ask me. I'll be more than happy to go in a little bit further, but you can look up that article as well. Michael says, "I want to say it again. Republicans screwed over women. There's going to be more backlash over this single issue than any other." Michael Rodnan, once again, you hit the clavo con el... Hey, actually, I forgot what hammer is in Spanish. Martín. I forgot for a while. Okay. All right. Continuing, we have, let's see. Bridge MCP says, her father is the devil. She's talking about Liz Cheney.
Oh, okay.
But at least she seems honest. No, it's not me, it's the devil.
I was like, whoa.
No, it's Liz Cheney's dad. All right, Daniel Edo says, LOL, Liz is over. Liz is likely to lose her election tomorrow, true. She may run for POTUS, but not as a Republican. I think she may run as a Republican. In fact, I think if Trump doesn't get indicted before he tries to run, I think she will run as a Republican against Trump and run to reclaim the Republican Party from the thugs who took it over. And if she does that and she wins, and if the Democrats don't put a good, solid, progressive up to run, I don't think Biden, look, this is something I shouldn't be saying, but I think Biden is too old for a second term. I just think he's too old for a second term. I think it is time for the Democratic Party, from Nancy Pelosi to all of the leadership in the House, in the Senate, it's time to turn them over. Because, they're still thinking old school. They're old, we need young blood in there. And I'm not even talking young blood like me. I'm talking young blood like, hey. I'm talking young blood like this one here, you know. Anyhow, continuing, we have para ver. Eric Hayes says, buy now, work later. Eric, what are you talking about? Buy now, work later? What do you mean, sir? When you type something like that in there, you have to, it says early retirement going back to work is the worst case scenario. Early retirement and going back to work. Actually, I don't think that's a bad scenario. I say you take early retirement, see how it works out, and then if you go back to work, fine. Some people find out that when they retire early, they are bored, you know what, and they go back to work. All right, let's see what else we got here. We see, Eric, there's nothing in the early retirement article worth mentioning. Bridget, oh boy, that was a bad one. Look, no, I'm going to correct that one. Eric, if there's something in that article that you saw that you wanted me to talk about, you have to put some more words in there so that I can, get. But I don't feel bad about early retirement and then going back to work at all. Bridge MCP says, especially if you're a woman or a person of color, that's how bad the Republicans are right now. Bridge MCP says, get on her, Nanette. Get on here, Nanette. Where's Nanette Bird Smith? Yeah. Oh, there she is. I see her. All right, who else we got here? Michael Rollins at E2247, thanks for a heads up. Newsweek, Donald Trump labeled a flight risk after saying FBI took his passport. Can you believe that? Oh, no, the FBI took his passport, but they need to take his plane as well. Because he doesn't need when you have your own plane, you can go fly into Martinique or one of those islands, land, get refueled, and take off to Russia. Because that's where he's probably heading to, right? All right, Nanette Birdsmith says, Bridge MCP, okay, posse leader. Yep. Alistair Waters says, Trump's ego won't allow him to listen to any smart people around him. That's true. Nanette Birdsmith says, Team Ashley Strong with love. Thank you, Nanette. You guys have always been there. When I was going through my tribulation, when she could barely move, you don't know how much you guys meant to me. Just come in that week that was really, really bad, man. You guys, you don't know how much you were helpful in that. V. Trudell says, Restreambot, he's the ultimate flight risk. Thank you, V. Trudell. That one is from Twitch. You're on Twitch, V. Trudell. Bridge MCP says, haha, Nanette Birdsmith, and here with Team Strong Ashley. Yes. Deb Denny says, he's a flight risk. It's good that they took his passports. Just because he hasn't fled yet doesn't mean he wouldn't at the last minute. And he has a plane. He has a 757, guys. I think it's a 757. If it's not a
the big one?
Yeah. Donald Trump has a huge plane.
It was 747. But
no, the huge one is a 747. The 757 is smaller than the 747. But it's big.
Like Drake.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah. Oh, Drake has a plane.
Drake has a huge plane with he did it custom.
I didn't know that. Wow. I tell you, I need to stop doing this and start rapping. Okay. Nanette Birdsmith, love your shirt, Ashley Willies.
I do too. It has cats in it too.
And she came in here and said, Daddy, you want me to change? I'm like, why would you want to change? I guess she think no, that's fine. All right. Lee Grant says, hi. Someone say right-wing lies. Okay. Here you go. I'll say it. Right-wing lies. But you know what? Lee Grant is a great right-wing friend of mine. And he's a good supporter of what we do. He's a good person. He's just on the right, like your auntie.
We're not going to talk about that.
All right. Carl Cox says, Ashley, Carl says, rocking in a rocking chair. I don't care if I rock nowhere. He's a poet.
Oh, yeah, it's the poet that I cried on. There's this one poem that I read that I cried on in D.C. I forgot. But it was the poem I cried on it.
I hope it's not this one.
Oh, no.
Bridge MCP says, right, Rump is a narcissist, so he won't listen to anyone. What is Doc Ashley's view of a narcissist? What is your view of this narcissist? You like the narcissist?
Oh, no, as medically?
Yeah.
He actually has that disorder.
Oh, so it's a real disorder.
This narcissistic personality disorder is a real disorder, and he has one.
Okay.
Legit, he has it. And because it's a personality disorder, there's no medication. It's therapy.
Oh, so his connections are just messed up in his brain.
I mean, you can't say it's messed up. They're his. It's not messed up or not messed up. It's more like it's different than literally everyone else's, and it's dysfunctional.
Sorry for being politically incorrect, but I try my best to
It's
say.
dysfunctional and unhelpful.
Okay, I try not to be completely politically incorrect because my folks will get to me. All right, continuing. Lee Grant, bet it's getting harder and harder to find right-wing sources that rile you up with actual factual information. Maywood says, hello, everyone. Just realized what time it is. You mean you're late, Mr. Maywood? Daniel says, so currently the FBI is taking orders from Valerie Jarrett, yet Egberto sees no danger to democracy. How did you figure that the FBI is taking orders from Valerie Jarrett? Isn't Valerie Jarrett out of government, or did I miss something? Did she get into government that I didn't know about? Please correct me. I could be wrong. I don't know. You may know something I don't. Okay, Ardis Margaret Ann Law, replying to Michael Rudnin, says, absolutely. Welcome, Ardis. How are you doing? Deb Dennis says, the abortion issue affects more than women. It affects the men who love them and care about family planning, childcare, etc. It affects employers who care where to locate, and that snowballs downhill. I've got another video to show you, and then I'm going to express it in that regards. But I want to continue this a bit more, and then we'll take it from there. But let's see what else we got here. Lee Grant says, Dems hope that abortion is the issue, but it will far outweighed by a poor economy. Let me tell you something. And this is what I'm learning, right? I used to think that way, Lee, because that seems like it makes sense. But you remember that book that the guy wrote, Whatever Happened to Folks in Kansas or something like that? Folks that continuously vote against their own interests. They know that voting will give them less benefits. For Republicans will give them less benefits. They know all these things, but ideologically they still vote a particular way because even as they starve, they're going to vote that way. I've learned that it's not all about economy and money. And I've learned that when you hit something to somebody's core, and what Republicans did is the 30% that believe in that ideological crap is trying to stuff it down the throats of 70% of the country. And they're going to say, we are not going to allow that. And they are going to vote specifically on that issue. Democrats have always gotten beaten because they accept the mind to be rational. I may get this, I may not get this, but at least I'll be fed. At least I'll get my whatever social program it is that you want. But people don't vote exactly like that. Otherwise, Republicans would have been out of office permanently. It's about getting to this. And so you guys know where I stand on things like Medicare for all and all of that. I have to first, and this is what I talk to Michael Rudnin about a lot, I have to first sell the message as being better. I have to show them that they want it before I can actually legislate it. So when we have a lot of folks saying, well, why don't you let the Democrats pay for not coming up with Medicare for all right away? Does it have a supermajority yet? Yes, until Republicans start to say, oh, you're going to miss X, Y, and Z. Lying to you. So we have two jobs to do. Prove that it's right and find a way to neutralize the liars who lie. That's what Politics Done Right is for, and many other programs of this sort that you see doing it. That is what we have to do, in my humble opinion. Daniel Edo says, for your information, Egberto, the thugs are in control of the Republican Party now. With a country at stake, we can't afford whims like Liz in the party. What do you want to do? What makes this country at stake, Ledo? And you know what? I would love, honestly, I would love to have an interview with you. I interview some of our PDR posses as you want to. And I would like to know what danger is our country in right now? Specifically, what if we don't change things right now will happen? How does it materially affect everybody's life? Please let us know that, because I don't see it. Carl Cox says no Hillary Clinton for president. She will lose for sure. Yeah, we don't want Hillary. Ardis Marget and Law says young blood. Yes, I agree. Oh man, I must be behind in my chat. Okay, let's see. Robert Davenport. That's who you are. Robert Davenport. The show looks so much better today. Oh, that is because we have Ashley Willis in the house. Greetings, progressives. Oh man, Davenport, are you saying my baby is better looking than I am? Of course she is. All right, Michael Rudden.
Like, duh.
Duh. Michael Rudden says, Eric Hayes, when Kamala Harris had her speech on Juneteenth, she was positively glowing. I might want to see that again in 2024. I would love to see her. You know, she actually wouldn't be bad if she gets her way. Breach MCP, no women's issue is major. No, the women's issue is major. Thank you. I read that wrong. Lee Grant says it's the economy, stupid. I used to think that's all it was. Even that guy said it that ran with Clinton. What is it? Carville said it. E22477 said, I don't. Wait. Eric says people got early retirement during the early stages of the pandemic. E22477 says, I don't want Durbin to leave, even though he is big coal funded. He is a great judiciary chair and Senate whipper. Who's that? Durbin. Oh, Durbin. I don't know. Look, I defer that to you, but Durbin and all these guys, I think the old guys need to go. But again, I don't say they all need to go on one full sweep, maybe in a good transition. Virtrudel says, you mean the billionaires stealing it from us, Lee? Michael Ren says, Berto, Russia isn't Trump's destination. Russian media claimed they had copies of the top secret documents the FBI took from Mar-a-Lago. Wow. I saw that. Daniel Ledo says, pro move Egberto, bringing in the Ashley. I am much less likely to point out what a Marxist propagandist you are when she flashes the sweet smile. Baby, keeps flashing that smile so that Rudnin doesn't keep beating up on. Rudnin's a nice guy.
What is this obsession with Karl Marx?
I don't know. I think he just read Karl Marx and he kind of I think he has a fetish with Karl.
I wouldn't say so.
But you know. All right. Michael Rodney says Russia is treating Trump as used Trump card that they used discarded. I know. Rodney said Newsweek, Moscow already studying top secret records from Trump raid. Wow. Only his plane is big.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Bruce Pollard says, here I am hoping for peace. Look, Bruce, I am not picking up arms to fight against.
Hi, Mr. Pollard. Sorry.
Oh, Bruce is our neighbor, and Bruce is Bruce's family, man. There you go.
Hi, say hello, everyone, for me. Hi.
All right, Bleach MCP said, oops, only his plane is big. Oh.
Yeah, I was like, burn.
Oh, Vertrudel says, Michael, I'm thinking Saudi Arabia. Maybe Vertrudel, you're probably right. I didn't think about that one. You're right. Eric K says, how about hiring 87,000 federal or retired agents to protect school versus IRS agents coming from the middle dollars? Oh, God, you're going to open the Pandora's door, Eric. Eric, why did you...
Pandora's box.
Pandora's box, I'm sorry. Eric, no. Listen to me. It's ridiculous. We are allowing a private company to populate the population with weapons of war that then we have to hire people to defend our schools against the private company's product to do it. It makes no sense. The easiest thing to do is forbid the company from selling a product that kills. Save us a lot of money. I thought you were fiscally responsible, sir. I thought so. Deb Denny says Trump probably doesn't know about the plane thing that would allow him to flee. No, he does. Trust me. He knows. Michael Ron said, Vitrudel, oh yeah, that's probable. You remember this? What was that? When they went over there? I'm not going to put that one on the screen. Actually, you give me a chance to do a test, man. Actually, you gave me a chance to do a test. Let's see if I can, I did a test to see if I could, on the same laptop that I'm going to use over there. So if we crash, guys, forgive me, but I think this is going to work. I wanted to see if I'll be able to do this from Pittsburgh, and I just may be able to. And thank you for it, because guess what? I will be able to do it. There you got it, folks. That is what Rodden just
covered
shows.
me up.
It covered you up, baby. What can I say? You know, what can I? But I'm going to put it back on the screen. But here you go. That was Trump when he was a pawn to the king of Saudi Arabia. And there you see him holding the globe, being subservient.
What is that?
It's some sort of a globe. He did that a while back. I remember when he did that. Anyhow, there you are, baby doll.
Hey.
All right, good. All right, coming back. Let's get back to, whoops, not that one. Just click there.
Okay, Habibi.
Yeah, let's get back. Bruce Pollard said, what tools do we give them? The correct brief MCP. Let me see, what am I saying? I kind of lost my position. I'm sorry. Bruce, I'm not sure what tools do we give them, but if we're talking about education, I tell you the number one, y'all gonna laugh at this and y'all gonna say it sounds corny. Amor, love, right? If somebody knows you don't hate them and that you genuinely care about them, they may not believe anything you say initially, but because they know that you don't, you have a better likelihood. What is that there? I'm going to have to fix that when I figure out what the camera is looking at there. I don't know what that is. We got to fix that. Oh, that's the top of the other camera. Okay. Yes. So what we got to do is start by getting into those people's wavelength, if you will. What tools do we give them? By the way, now tools to give them? Politics Done Right. Don't forget, Politics Done Right. Guess what people in Texas get? Be careful, it could get the other thing.
Sorry, it's right there.
Okay. Guess what people in Texas get? I don't know. Eric Hayes says, so boomers hold most of the wealth. True. 60 trillion versus younger generation, 5 trillion. Just too much division in the older to make a difference. No, we can fix that. Daniel Edo says there is a plan. They need us poor, defeated to implement their plans. You will own nothing and like it. Well, maybe to you, but
Maybe not you.
maybe not you, but thank you. See, you can read better with your half vision than I with my full vision. That's a
It's a
shame.
brain thing, not an eye thing.
Okay, well, forgive me. Barron is a whistleblower, I betcha. E2247 says one of Trump's son is whistleblowing. Bruce Pollard says, my kids don't want my money. They want to make their own way. It's that strange. Bruce Pollard says gas is $3.35 a gallon. What more do we need to fight inflation? Inflation was a fraud. That's why gas prices fell this quickly. And I explained that in the interview that I did with Muslim Network TV. It's a fraud. This inflation was a complete fraud. It was a manner for the corporatocracy to pick your pocket. And then at the same time, then blame the president. Never was true. Bridge MCP says, my gas here is $4.70. Yeah, when I was out there, I noticed that. Rebecca Accord, welcome to Politics Done Right. Eric Hayes says, replying to Bruce Pollard, need to fill up the reserves that the Biden administration sold away as it will cost more later. You know, that was a smart move to sell the reserve at a high price, but the price of oil will collapse. Mark my word. We have a glut of oil. Do not believe what you are hearing. We have a glut of oil. And when Russia starts to recover after the war in Ukraine, they're going to be dumping oil on the market. And then Venezuela is going to get a Chinese partner that's going to dump oil on the market. Trust me, we have an oil glut. We want to get away from it, but there's going to be an oil glut. Carl.
I'm sorry. I'm like, oil is so 1970s. Is what I was just.
Oh, okay. Carl Cox says, Ashley, does your dad sing around the house? Just curious.
He does this whistle thing, actually.
See, there you go.
No, it's true. Like, you do this. Yeah.
All right.
So not singing, but whistling.
All right. Michael Rodden says, Egberto, I can answer right now. The two biggest issues we as a nation are facing is the immediate impact of global warming and the desertification of the Southwest, as well as the rise of dangerous authoritarianism among the right wing. You named it. You claimed it. You're all right. Vertrudel says, exactly, May. Peggy Lopez, I got to play the other video. You guys are filling me up with stuff. Peggy Lopez says, between Kamala and Liz, I will choose Liz. She is more honest than Kamala. I'm done with people who lie to get what they want. Peggy, look, I like I like Liz. If it's Kamala versus Liz, for me it has to be Kamala because I know progressive wise I'll get more there. Now if it's somebody like one of the neoliberal guys, no, they won't have my vote. I mean, I would rather vote for Liz, the real conservative. You're right. Daniel Ledo says we are reaching a tipping point in America. The socialist, Marxist, postmodernist paradigm is reaching a point where they will have to use state power and violence to maintain their power and plans. Freedom or slavery is at stake. I'm gonna be honest with you, Ledo. That's how I feel about the right, and I would like us to sit down and enumerate issues, issue by issue, as far as where freedom is concerned and the loss of freedom and the loss of your rights, etc. One by one, I'd like us to sit down and talk about that and see if it's real. Because you used a lot of words that I hear a lot on OAN. I hear it a lot on Newsmax. I hear it a lot on Fox News. I don't know what it means. I honestly don't know what it means because I don't see that. Bruce Pollard says, Eric, good advice. That is my plan, but it would make more sense for them to use some money as a starting point, like Jeff Bezos. Yes, Jeff Bezos got $300,000 from his dad to start Amazon. Eric Hayes says, Maywood and are coming from with this. I don't know that one. I'll skip that. All right, guys, I got to play the other video because it has an important message, and then we'll take it on the other side. And then I'll continue with the questions and the comments that you guys are making. You guys know you own this baby, but I got to get this video played because it's important and I want to talk about it. Check this out. I want you to recall the vote in Kansas, the vote where all the polls looked like they were close. In fact, many of them even had that allowing the Kansas to change the abortion law at will was going to win. Not only were the polls wrong, the polls were dramatically wrong by orders of magnitude in deltas, okay? And a lot of people look at this as it's strange why that is occurring. Well, I want to play you this, and then I want to give you some more context afterwards. Check this out.
Although Democrats still face an uphill battle in November, the last few weeks have brought them some wins, along with some structural changes in the parties and the fact that Trump is not on the ballot in the midterms. Expectations of a Republican wave could be premature. One of the biggest changes in the parties over the last few decades is in education. In 1996, 27% of Republicans had at least a bachelor's degree, higher than the Democrats' 22%. But the growth in the Democrats' numbers since then has been more consistent and larger, while the GOP's share of highly educated voters rose slightly and then dropped back to 29% in 2019, 12 points lower than the Democrats that year. And these numbers matter because not everyone votes at the same rate. In the 2016 presidential election, the more educated the voter, the more likely they were to vote, with 47.4% of high school educated people casting a ballot versus 71% of those with a bachelor's degree or higher. So when a party's percentage of college grads falls, that may make it harder to get the desired voter turnout. But also important here is the drop-off in the midterms. Although it's expected, the margins matter. And after starting with the lowest number to begin with, turnout among voters with a high school education also dropped the most, a decrease of 8.6% from the presidential vote to the 2018 midterms. In other words, as the parties change, the GOP is trading people who vote more frequently for people who vote less frequently, while the Democrats are doing the opposite. And that trade-off may be magnified in midterms.
And, I don't understand why a lot of people haven't already seen a lot of this. Kansas was a perfect example of the vote. I spoke earlier about the calculations that they do to make polls, right? The model that they use, what percentage of each type of voter is going to be there? What is the definition of a likely voter? And I've been saying for quite some time, the definition of a likely voter is likely wrong. And why is it likely wrong? Because of the people that I meet every single day. They don't show up in the likely voter model, but they sure as hell going to vote. And we saw that in Kansas. And we're going to see that
over and over and over again. So while the generic poll, guess what? Democrats have gone pretty much ahead in the generic polls, which means, generally speaking, because of gerrymandering, etc., they need to carry anywhere between a 4 to 8 point in a generic poll to ensure a win. I don't think those days are still valid or those things are still true. I think based on a new likely voter model, we're going to see that the generic poll may be a little bit more or a little bit too biased towards the GOP. And what we're going to see is a lot of wins in places that we thought we would not have seen wins. If you doubt it, take a look at Georgia, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Ohio, and likely Arizona. Mark my word.
Mark my word on that one, my brothers and my sisters. Anyhow, thank you for reminding me. It's time for me to say, hey guys, please support the program. Please support the program. How do you support the program? Please consider giving us your support and maybe someday I will be able to do it on this little keyboard, at politicsdoneright.com/PayPal, politicsdoneright.com/PayPal. You can also support us at our Patreon, politicsdoneright.com/Patreon. Patreon is spelled Patreon for our podcast listeners. Patreon, politicsdoneright.com/Patreon. You can also, if you are on YouTube right now, become a part of the YouTube Politics Done Right PDR Posse. Just go ahead and click that join button. Click that join button and become. We are just threading water there. So please go ahead. Hey, Bridge MCP just threw in $25 as a super chat. Team Ashley, go girl, she says. Hey, who's gonna follow Bridge MCP? Anyway, YouTube, if you're not on YouTube, you can still become a part of the PDR Posse by going to politicsdoneright.com/YouTube, politicsdoneright.com/YouTube. Please support our store where you can get the stuff like our t-shirts. You can get our hat. They finally had to redo my hat. The Politics Done Right hat, they lost it. So they're redoing my hat. Please go to politicsdoneright.com/store, politicsdoneright.com/store to get all our t-shirts and all that good stuff. And don't forget to get the books. As I see it, Class Warfare, the only resort to right-wing doom. You can get that at politicsdoneright.com/books, politicsdoneright.com/books. You can also get It's Worth It, How to Talk to Your Right-Wing Relative, Friends, and Neighbors. And you can also get the new book. Well, actually, it's not the new book, but my latest book, which is, what is it called again? I forget the name of my own book. Can you believe that? It is How to Make America Utopia, Take Away the Economy from Those Who Rigged It. Don't forget, folks, I head to Pittsburgh on Wednesday. And this is actually a test run. That's why we're set up here. I brought my beautiful daughter in here away from, I hope, studying or whatever she was doing, to come and hang out with her dad to test this stuff out. And you know what? It worked. We spent last night setting it up. I said, Ashley, could you please do it with your daddy, please? And she said, okay, I will, you old whatever, dad. And then she said it was okay. So anyhow, I'm going to Pittsburgh. So please support us at politicsdoneright.com/netroots. It's the largest gathering of bloggers and activists and politicians from the progressive side. But we do get a lot of folks on the right. I got my list of all the media that was going to be there. And guess what? Yours truly was listed number 5 with Pacifica Network Politics Done Right. Look, guys, you all are powerful, and you know I'm going there to represent whom again? The PDR Posse, Pacifica, KPFT 90.1 FM, all of that in one package. So, folks, please don't forget to support us at, support us at politicsdoneright.com/netroots. And Daniel Edo says, I need more Ashley. Best addition to the show yet. Hey, brother, I love you, man. Thank you for saying that. You know, we're all humans. We're all in this stuff together. And it doesn't matter that you want to knock whatever social strata out of me. It doesn't matter. As long as my baby okay, It's all cool. Sister Jan says, stop the Brandon. Why did I read your stuff? Robert Davenport says, maybe overeducated, but never underloved. Go team Ashley. Thank you, my brother. Let's see what else we got here. Eric Hayes says, Maywood, no hiding, I think must be paid $11 billion. Wow, we are close to ending already? When you're having fun. Breach MCP says, Egberto Willies, wear them. That's why I got it. And when I get the hat, I'm going to wear it. And Breach, thank you very much for that kind contribution. Who else have we got here? Durbin is a BFF of Network Social Justice Lobby. Let's see. I'm going from down up now, guys. Robert Davenport says, dumbing down issues for Bubba and Sarah Palin is coming back to bite the Republican clowns in the behind. You were bad, Robert. You're bad, but you're right.
You gotta love the Bubba.
Wade Casaldi says, Trump just had that Saudi prince sponsor his golf tournament. Now we find he has all those top secret. Oh, files. Yeah. Man, you know why I love my posse? You guys give us different frames of references and awareness. That's a good point. I didn't even think about the golf tournament, to tell you the truth. I didn't think about it, but you're right. Lee Grant, Brother Grant says, gender studies, for instance, Dems may have more bachelor degrees, but many are just useless knowledge. You know, I am going to agree with you there, because you agree too, right, babe?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I think, like I say, but I'm kind of a cynic, so excuse me, but I think that college is low key a scam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a scam in that, at least my age group and lower, they were bought into this, stream of thought or something of thought, realm of thought, circle of thought, that that you needed college to, I guess, either succeed in this world or in this country, actually. And it's not necessary. And then also people who college is not their fit, they don't thrive.
Right.
Like, college just doesn't mean that, like, you're smart. It just meant that you spent a lot of money to go to school.
Hey, sweetie pie.
Oh.
It is 4:01.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
And I gotta close. So look, folks, first of all, thank you so kindly. Thank you so kindly for spending this time with me. Thank you so kindly for giving me a chance to do our test one more time. Last time I did this test was 2 years ago. Because of the pandemic, we didn't have the politics done right. But look, guys, we couldn't do this without you. So thank you so kindly for being a part of the PDR posse. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to share, and share. That is how we are going to be able to promote the message. That is how we are going to create bridges. Last couple of weeks ago, I went to the Bridge Alliance where we tried to, we had conservatives, liberals, everybody talking together. We don't have to agree. We just have to talk. Right, Bridge? You and I had some discussion about that. We just got to talk. Bridge MCP says, don't watch my interview Wednesday. Oh, Lord, I am so embarrassed, but Ashley can't. Let me tell you guys something, and I'm going to go 30 seconds over. Bridge gave a hell of an interview, a great interview on Wednesday. Be here while I am traveling. Be here to listen to our sister and leader of one of the leaders. I shouldn't say leader, but one of the leaders in the PDR posse. My name is Egberto Willies. This is
Ashley Willies.
And we are, what do we say again? We got to set it up first. Right. We are what?
Out!
Welcome to Politics Done Right. I am your host, Egberto Willies. This is a progressive program that will take the mystery out of politics. This is the program that will encourage you to make sure government becomes we the people. Whether you are liberal, progressive, conservative, or otherwise, you get to air your point of view. We are an independent media outlet that, unlike mainstream media beholden to corporations, we only owe allegiance to you. Remember, you can also send me a tweet at EGBERTOWILLIES. That is at Egberto Willies. Let us engage. It is Politics Done Right.